Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you like this episode, please remember to hit the like button and leave a comment or two, then subscribe and click on the bell to receive notifications of whenever we release new videos. Also, please remember to share them to your social media.
Welcome back to Scary Bear Attacks. Today's episode takes us to the remote wilderness of the Northwest Territories. It is a land of rugged beauty, defined by vast forests, majestic rivers, and abundant wildlife. Among its natural features is the Mackenzie River, one of the longest river systems in North America, flowing through the pristine northern landscape. Along the river is a small village called Tulita, which is surrounded by wilderness and rugged remote country. Areas along bodies of water host bearberry, bunchberry, and blueberry bushes, which are sheltered beneath forests of spruce, aspen, poplar, and birch trees. With such an abundance of berries, nuts, and fungus, beautiful songbirds and waterfowl abound, along with many other animals. Each animal contributes its sound and notes to the symphony of nature that appeals to artists, nature lovers, and those who record them. 44-year-old Julian Gothier was a gifted composer and sound engineer, known for his dedication to capturing the essence of the natural world in his music. Born and raised in France, Gauthier had an affinity for blending art with the environment. His projects often involved collecting unique sounds from remote locations to create immersive musical compositions. Long had he desired to capture the unique and pure wildlife sounds from the area along the Mackenzie River, and in late summer of 2019, he had the opportunity to pursue it. In August 2019, Gauthier and his companion, Camille Toscani, set up camp near Tulita, which would work as a supply hub while the engineers explored the sounds around it. Camille was a highly qualified biologist and photographer. She was Gauthier's trusted research companion and would help him identify bird species during their trip. Throughout the day, the duo captured the sounds of Gray Crowned Rosy Finches, as well as the tapping of the Pileated Woodpecker. Finding some satisfaction in their efforts, they retired to their tents for the night. As Gauthier retreated to his tent, the sounds he captured still tumbled through his mind. Crawling into his sleeping bag, he likely thought of the many remaining species he would record the following day. Little did he know that one creature, whose sound had escaped him all day, would hone in on his location for an unknown reason. You see, there was a large grizzly bear on the prowl near Gauthier's campsite, and it definitely would not exhibit normal behavior for a bear, or perhaps its behavior was all too normal for a bear. As Gothier slept, the bear may have been led to his location by the scent of food stored in his tent, or maybe it smelled his body odor and followed its trail to him. Either way, the grizzly was on a deliberate and predatory mission that nothing could stop. Navigating the dark as it was led by its nose, the grizzly approached Gauthier's tent. It paused outside to sniff the perimeter of the tent. Exactly what gave the bear the green light to pounce on Gauthier will always remain a mystery, but the fact that it did was without doubt. Sleeping in her own tent, Camille was startled awake by the sound of a bear growling and Gauthier's screams. She could hear her friend's tent ripping as the bear tore through the thin fabric walls to get to the man. I could find no source indicating the researchers had brought along bear spray or a firearm, so it was assumed they carried neither or could not access them during the attack. As Camille listened, Gauthier's screams and the bear's growls tapered off as they retreated from her location. Soon only the silence of the wilderness and the rhythmic huffing of her own breath were the only sounds Camille would hear. Camille was terrified at the thought of what had happened to Gauthier and what might soon happen to her. She quickly put on her boots and fled into the night, frantically hoping to find someone to help. By the time daylight had come, Camille had found help and notified authorities of the grizzly bear, dragging Gauthier into the wilderness. A search party converged on the campsite and thoroughly scoured the surrounding area. After a lengthy search, they came upon the partially consumed remains of Julian Gothier, with the clear signs of his cause of death. Around Gauthier's body were the tracks of a grizzly bear deeply pressed into the moist soil. There was no doubt in their minds that a massive grizzly bear had discovered the campsite and pulled Gauthier into the forest to kill and eat him. Authorities recognized that this bear must be tracked down and killed before it could hunt and kill another person. Flooding the area with armed officers, the searchers located a black bear and a grizzly bear. Unsure of if either bear was complicit in the attack, both bears were shot so that samples could be taken from them. Each carcass was taken and necropsies were completed to fully analyze all evidence that could be discovered. A strange twist to the story is that the results of the necropsies on the carcasses of the bears could not be found listed in any source. Being left with only speculation, I'm led to believe that one of the bears was determined to have killed and eaten Julian Gothier. There was no indication of any other bears being sought or killed for his death. Evidence cited at the scene indicated the bear was behaving in a predatory manner, as there was no cached animal carcasses listed it could have been defending, and no cubs were present at any point of the attack or subsequent investigation. Speaking of cubs, our Cub Tier membership on Patreon, linked below, will give you ad-free early access to our episodes, and the $3 per month goes a long way in helping me continue to produce educational and entertaining content like this. Julian Gauthier's death sent shockwaves through both the local community and the international art world. Known for his passion for nature and sound, his untimely death was a profound loss. The incident highlighted the unpredictable nature of wildlife encounters in remote areas, even for experienced adventurers. The tragedy underscored the risks of traveling in bear territory, particularly during late summer when bears are foraging intensively to prepare for hibernation. The Northwest Territories is home to an estimated 4,000 to 5,000 grizzly bears, primarily in its northern and western regions. Grizzly bears inhabit boreal forests, tundra, and river valleys, with the McKenzie River providing a key corridor for wildlife. In comparison, most bear attacks are defensive. Predatory attacks, as in Gothier's case, are less common, but can occur when bears perceive humans as potential prey. After reviewing the facts surrounding this episode, I am left with a few questions for you. How can travelers and adventurers better prepare for the risks of wildlife encounters in remote areas? Should stricter regulations be enforced for camping in grizzly bear habitats, particularly during peak foraging seasons? What role can education and awareness play in reducing human-bear conflicts in remote wilderness regions? I will gladly read and reply to your thoughts, so post them in the comments section below, and let's talk about it.
Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you've enjoyed this episode, please consider clicking on the like button and clicking on the bell icon. We'll help you know when we post our new episodes. Posting our video links to your social media profiles furthers awareness, and it's fun. We've slashed our prices in our merch store, linked below, so check out the bargains there while you shop. As a member of our human community, remember to adventure bravely and be careful out there, especially in bear country.